Howdy neighbors, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about chaos practice, which is a remedy, an antidote for nerves in a way. Okay, so one of the things I see with students a lot in one-on-one lessons or in workshops is people are like, I could play this right before I got on here, or I could play this when I was just by myself. And it's totally normal to get a little bit nervous, flummoxed, when you're playing in front of your teacher or you're playing in front of people on stage in a jam session, whatever. And so this lesson is going to be aimed at helping you develop a system to add some subjectively chaotic elements into your practice to help you develop more consistency. I think perhaps more often than not, what people do is they'll learn their arrangement very meticulously, very well in the comfort of their couch or their favorite chair or whatever, and they'll get to where they can play it and get through it, and they're happy with it. And then they get to the jam or the lesson and it falls apart. They can't remember what they can do when they're by themselves. And I can relate to this. So I'm learning the Shipibo Panoan language of Peru. And when I took an online class, it was like, okay, now tell us your name. I was like, Nokon, Ahana, and I couldn't remember it. Something like that. And so it happens to everybody, and it's really normal. Well, what you can do is three things. First thing is practice redundantly. Okay, so you don't want to just get it and practice, spend 10, 15 minutes, and finally you get it and you're like, yay, and then you go do something else. You want to practice it over and over again, consistently, correctly. So not just one time perfect, and the next 3 times you mess it up a little bit and then get it again. You want to kind of make your check mark when you get through it 5 times perfectly in a row, okay? And 10 times is better. So we can call that redundant practice, all right? So you get your arrangement, whatever it is. Play it through, it's like, okay, yay, I got it. Now 4 more times right in a row, and if you make a mistake on the 4th one, then start over with 1. Really hold your feet to the fire with the consistency. And when you finally get it sitting down in the comfort of your easy chair, whatever, maybe you don't like the easy chair because it's got the arms or whatever, then stand up. Okay, so now we're standing up and we're adding a subjectively chaotic, it's a little bit of a strong word, but you get it, element into your practice. And so you do the same thing here. You stand up, your muscles gonna be working a little bit differently, and you see if you can play it, all the way through. Okay, so maybe I missed a little note there, so I start again, but you wanna be able to get 5 times through perfectly, and if you make that little mistake, then just start over with 1. And often the place that you fall apart or you make that little mistake, the little weakest link in the chain, that will become more obvious the more chaos you add into the mix. And so if you're really smooth on the couch and you stand up, you're like, okay, when I'm going from line 2 into 3, that little transition there, it's not clean, or I make a little fumble there, or the notes aren't articulating, perfectly accurately. Then you can kind of observe that analytically and be like, okay, maybe I sit down and just shed on that part, or maybe you just practice that one little passage fragment over and over again, the transition between the 2nd and 3rd line, as you're standing up with that little bit of chaos, as we're calling it, the different physiological configuration of your situation. You can practice that one little part to get that a little bit stronger. And then when you can do that 5 or 10 times in a row perfectly, remember to hold your feet to the fire. You don't want to be a mediocre mandolin player. You want to be an excellent mandolin player. We can't be a perfect mandolin player because that's just not in the cards. We're human, we're gonna make mistakes, gotta allow for that, give ourselves grace. But if we're aiming for excellence, that's the ticket. When you get it 5 or 10 times through in a row, perfectly standing up, then you can walk around. But before we do, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little bell there for the notifications, and you'll get all the good stuff from Noya Mountain Music. Thank you. And please consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. All right, so I've been practicing here. I got it 10 times in a row, sitting down. So now I'm gonna stand up and see how I do. So it's like, okay, Now we're starting to walk around. We gotta walk and dodge stuff. Whoops, I messed up. See, I'm messing up already. So we gotta make sure our feet's going the right place. Not too bad. Maybe some steps. Be careful. Not too bad. Just walking around. Okay, so you get the idea. You're walking around outside. You can also like circumnavigate the whole perimeter of your property, walk down the street. You can walk in circles, whatever you can come up with there. And that's gonna add a good element of chaos. You know, getting distracted by the traffic and the sounds and the birds and the animals and all these different things. Being analytical about the weak links of your arrangement, seeing where the places are that you're messing up the most, and then woodshedding on those. Maybe come back to your comfy chair or come back to standing up so you can get it consistently, and then go back to walking around until you can play the whole arrangement. And maybe you're just jamming, but until you can play through whatever you want to 5 or 10 times in a row completely consistently. That way, when you get in the jam session or you get in the lesson or you get in the Zoom workshop or you get in the recording studio, there's gonna be a much better chance that you will be able to deliver consistently. All right, so that's our short little lesson, but it's a powerful one. It's a good one. The chaos practice. And if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe to more of the content. Excuse me. And if you'd like to support the channel, please think about becoming a Noya Mountain Music Patreon supporter at patreon.com/Noya Mountain Music. Various levels of rewards there with the licks of the month on the guitar and the mandolin, the note for note lessons, complete lessons on guitar and mandolin. And then also at the family tree tier level, you get 2 free workshops a month. And we really appreciate all the folks who have been helping us make these videos, want to contribute to the community. That's a wonderful opportunity to do so. And we look forward to keep sharing these videos with you every week, early in the week. And we'll sign off for now. Adios, neighbors. Lots of love from Charlotte.